As of recording this, Rambo Last Blood is the most hated movie of the year. And a lot of critics are panning this movie. Critics, mostly Rotten Tomatoes and Metacritic. But are the critics actually wrong? Well, the short answer is yeah. Yes, they are. One trend I'm seeing in the reviews of Rambo Last Blood is that critics are trying to give the movie an agenda, which it doesn't have. Critics are trying to make the movie seem like it is xenophobic and racist, which just wow. Most reviews of the movie are saying that it represents why some white people want Trump to build his wall. And I'm not making that up. That is mostly the mindset of critics who are slamming this movie. Now, here's a quick summary that I made after reading at least 20 reviews of Rambo Last Blood. Rambo Last Blood is a movie which makes all Mexicans and Hispanics look like murderers and criminals. Now, I am mostly 90% Hispanic. Most of my family is Hispanic. Actually, you know what? Not even most. All of my family is Hispanic on both sides. And I am one that generally I can sense out when there's something racist against Hispanics or Mexicans. So when I was watching this movie, I was thinking to myself, it doesn't make all Hispanics or Mexicans look bad. No. You want to know who it makes look bad? It makes cartels look bad. Which, you gotta try your damnedest to make them look even worse than they already are. And also, I just wanted to throw this out. If the director and the crew behind this movie had some sort of racial agenda, then why would they give the time to give Hispanic and Mexican characters such empathetic roles? It doesn't make sense to me. Why would they do that? And also, if Rambo was supposed to hate all Mexicans and Hispanics, then why the hell would he go through all the trouble of killing a bunch of people to avenge his Hispanic niece? So, why would he do that? Why would he want to do that? If he hates all Mexicans and Hispanics. I mean, if you've seen the movie, regardless of the reviews, then I don't know, I would say that you most likely are kind of just weirded out by how these reviewers somehow got the message that this movie is xenophobic and racist, even though it's not. It's kind of weird. It's really weird. It is a weird take on this movie. It's just so it's mind-boggling. I'm just like, am I the only one that thinks this movie is not racist or xenophobic and actually thinks this movie is portraying a lot of innocent Hispanic and Mexican characters in a good light? Am I the only one that thinks that? I don't know, but I just can't. You know what? Here's something. Let me tell you guys this. On Bloody Disgusting's pretentious review of the movie, on the comments, one commenter could not summarize enough of my thoughts of the critiques of this movie. How are you supposed to enjoy a movie when you're constantly looking for something to be offended by? Not everything in a movie has to have a correlation to real life. Now, I like this quote because that is exactly what I'm thinking. Even though, if it does have a correlation to real life, which I say, you know what? For the sake of this argument, let's pretend it does have a correlation with real life. So, apparently, they couldn't They couldn't get any information on the German or European cartels, so that's why they had to use the Mexican cartels. Yeah. Well, you know what? This is the reason why they couldn't get a lot of research or information on the other cartels, because there are none. The Mexican cartels are the only cartels in the world. And I know that might sound arrogant or ignorant, but I actually looked that up for information for the sake of this video. Yeah. The only cartels in the world are in Mexico, and while there are white people that work for them, most of the cartel members, the drug lords and everything, they're Mexican and Hispanic. And now I'm not saying that to put Mexicans and Hispanics in a bad light. It's just the truth, though. Not all Mexicans are cartel members. That's true. That part is true. But we can't deny the facts, and we cannot deny reality that cartels exist. They are Mexican. They're not white. There's no such thing as a white cartel or a black cartel or an Asian cartel. No. There's only Mexican cartels. So it just seems like reviewers of this movie who are trying to, again, critique this movie are just trying to make everyone believe that Mexican cartels don't exist. They don't exist, and that all Mexicans are innocent people. Which, you know what? There's a lot of Mexicans that are innocent people. But also, you're human. No human is truly that innocent. So you're gonna have, just like with white people, you're gonna have some bad Mexicans too. So, it's because you're human. We don't live in Fantasy Island where every human is a good-hearted creature. No, it doesn't exist. That's a fantasy. It's not reality. I just think, you know what? This movie has some problems, yeah, but not racial problems. And that's another problem I have with these reviews. They don't really critique the actual movie itself. Instead, they decide to critique the supposed racial agenda that this movie doesn't have because they're overly sensitive. Old me hated critics. Like, if you asked me from about 2015, 2016, I would have said critics are overrated. There's no use for a movie critic. Why can't people have their own decisions? Why can't people go out, spend some money, because it's money, and see a movie for themselves? Why do they have to have someone else's stupid opinion? And then in like 2018, 2019, I started changing my view of that, and I started being like, you know what? I see why critics are needed. I see why people watch reviews. I still may not believe in simply judging a movie just because it gets a Rotten score on Rotten Tomatoes, but still, I'm just like, you know, I understand it though. But now I don't. I think this is showing why I don't believe there are such things as professional critics. I mean, after Ebert, I feel like professional critics have stopped, because Ebert actually, he did a show. He did a show, a TV show, which to me is the most professional thing one can do, or at least one of them, I mean. But for a critic to do that tells me that he was a professional movie critic. But when he died and Rotten Tomatoes started taking over the fray, it showed that you don't need to be professional anymore. You can just sit in your basement in the darkest corner with your laptop and write a review of your dumb opinion. Or you can be like me, get your phone out and make a video of your dumb opinion. You're not professional. And I feel like there are no professional critics anymore. And the review reviews of this movie, to me, show that. Because a professional critic like Ebert would be able to separate both reality and the reality of the movie. Meaning, he would probably talk about the movie itself rather than try to talk nothing but about how he thought there was an agenda behind this movie. These critics, to me, they're the reason why people are starting to not trust Rotten Tomatoes and Metacritic and are starting to think that Rotten Tomatoes is broken. It's reviews like this. Not this video, but you know what I'm talking about. And I think it's just so sad because, you know what? It's not just sad. I think it's also dangerous. This is what I call censor culture. And I think a lot of people are calling it that as well, but you can't have reality anymore. You can't show the bad side of humanity anymore. You have to have nothing but good, happy, fictional humanity, where all humans are good and innocent. You can't have a Mexican cartel as the bad guy. You can't have a cop as the bad guy. And I think that's dangerous because you're denying the existence of actual problems. I mean, look at Juarez, the side of Mexico that's right next to El Paso. That is one of the most dangerous parts of Mexico. You wanna know why? Because that is a part of Mexico where cartels form. They migrate there the most. And to the point where the people of Juarez are so desensitized to hearing a gunshot or hearing somebody get murdered that they don't care because it's part of their daily life, because they have to deal with it on a daily basis. And we can't help them now because people are starting to think that drug cartels, or should I say Mexican cartels, don't exist. It's critics like this who want you to believe that everything is the way it should be. Humanity is the greatest creation of all. It's these critics that it's like they want you to be in their bubble, in their little safe bubble. They don't want you to see the real world for what it is. The real world is a very ugly, dangerous place. And critics like this don't want you to see that. So, and it's probably too late. You probably already started writing your comments, and you're probably already saying how stupid this video is. But if you haven't and you're thinking about it, before you write your little comment, talk about how I'm wrong, just think about it this way. Let's just say, what if critics were right about, let's just say like a movie came out about a white cop who kills a black kid, and the critics hated it because they thought it made white people look bad. What would you think? I want to know. What would you definitely think about that? Alright, now we're done critiquing the critics. Here are my thoughts on the movie. Alright, so when I was writing down my thoughts for this video, I actually took some time to go see the movie for myself. And you wanna know something? I loved it. I truly loved this movie. So this movie it's this batshit insane John Wick-esque movie with Sylvester Stallone killing a bunch of really, really bad people. But this movie is really, really fun. It's a fun movie, and it's actually a pretty good movie too. I mean, sure, it's a cliche that like Olanis wants to go to Mexico and doesn't listen to her parents or her guardians when they say that she shouldn't, because the side of Mexico she's going to go to is a very dangerous side that no one should be roaming alone if they don't know what they're doing. So that's a pretty cliched part, and the editing is very eh. That was actually my biggest problem. Actually, was the editing. Some scenes felt like they were really rushed, and the editing really showed that. But besides that, I thought this movie was really, really good. This movie, it's a throwback to the Rambo movies. Not First Blood, but the sequels to First Blood. This is a really good throwback to those types of movies. It was just really fun, and it's only 80 minutes long, so it's not even that long of a movie. I thought this movie was really good. It was really fun. I just liked just sitting there, seeing Rambo avenge his niece, and I just thought it was really cool. It was just a really fun ride that I'm probably going to remember, and I feel like it's going to be on my best list at the end of the year. That's how much I like this movie. So, those were my thoughts. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5, because, again, I wouldn't give it a 5 out of 5, but the editing was just really to the point where I'm like, yeah, I have to knock off a point for that. But besides that, I really like this movie. I really did. And that, I guess, that's also partially why I wanted to make this video, so that I can help defend this movie and at least try to help some people to go see it before it's off theaters, because I think this is the type of movie that more action movies need to be made, where they're brutal. They're brutal, but they're also still fun. Like John Wick. So yeah, I say go to the theater, support this movie. Definitely support this movie. It's not xenophobic. It's not racist. It does not make all Hispanic and Mexicans look bad. It just makes cartels and sex traffickers look bad. Just saying. So, anyway, like I said, these critics, I feel like they don't know what they're talking about. I feel like they probably have never experienced what xenophobia and racism truly is. So, I just want to leave off saying that. Go see this movie. I think the critics are just being really, really sensitive about it. They're wrong. To me, they're wrong. So, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in another video. Goodbye. Welcome to the end screen. Hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, click right up there, because me and YouTube think that you'll highly enjoy that video, and click up there to subscribe. We'll see you guys next time with a brand new video.